everyone, welcome back. I'm Del and you're watching Drinkin Yakkin. Welcome back to the second part of the Porn XXX Parody. The very first episode I did on the XXX Parodies, I mentioned the greats, the best ones, my favorites in my personal opinion. These are the ones that, there might be a couple of really good ones in this pile as well. Actually, now that I think of it, there are a few that I didn't mention in the first one. I did want to mention also in the last episode, Caden Cross was the girl in Top Guns. The one that played Iceman, who went, you know, she did the whole scene there. She's hot. I love her to death. So I'm sorry I forgot to mention her. I also had a couple of other things. The Star Wars, they did a version back in the 70s or 80s, if I'm not mistaken, called Sex Wars. Sex Wars was horrible. Okay, I watched this thing, it was a piece of garbage. Alright, I'm sorry, but it was bad. And then the European company, Private Video, did a version called Porn Wars. They actually did a three-parter to that. Long, extensive movies. The girls were sexy as hell. Nowhere near the Star Wars films. Not even close. But good porn, nonetheless. Anyway, also Batman. I mentioned Batman, but I forgot to mention Splatman, which was one that was done back in the 80s, which was also another one that was not so good as well. Anyway, today on the show, we're going to talk about the ones that didn't really make my favorites, but there are a couple of good ones in here nonetheless. I'm basing them again on story, character resemblance, if that makes any sense, closeness to the show slash movie slash whatever. These are just leftovers that I had to mention just because I went through all this fucking trouble to do the all this research, so I wanted to do a two-parter just to make sure that you all realize that I, you know, did my shit. Anyway, let's start. So, the Private Video also did another one, 007, of, it was called Golden Ass. And again, nowhere near the story, but I forget who did the 007 Octopussy, but they did a 3D version of Octopussy as well, which actually the 3D version was better, believe it or not. But anyway, so let's move along. So you got Airplane. Again, Caden Cross, love her to death. She was in that one. She'll make any movie awesome. She's just great. She was in that one, and it was actually funny. I thought it was really funny. The other one, Austin Powers, the European version of Austin Powers. She was hot. She was playing Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, and they got Mini-Me, which is a little creepy, right? And then they did an actual other version called Austin Prowler, which I thought was pretty bad. I didn't like that one whatsoever. I mean, Dr. Evil does a scene where he puts his head in a... yeah. Anyway, you don't want to see that one. It's pretty fucked up. They got a Basic Instinct. That's a good one. And then they got Basic Sexual Instinct with Jane Darling, the European version, which again had nothing to do with the story. But the American version was pretty dead on. Actually, they followed the movie pretty accurately. Then you got Baywatch. Baywatch was actually pretty good. Again, the TV series. And you got Beverly Hillbillies. They did a good job with Jethro, and they also did a good job with Ellie Mae. I thought she was pretty good as well. The movie itself was pretty good. You got Beverly Hillbillies, or no, Beverly Hills 90210, which was the girl that got to play Brenda. She was pretty dead-on balls accurate. She had the attitude, she was a bitch, the whole 9 yards. I forget her name or her real name. But anyway, moving along, we got Bewitched, which was pretty good. We've also got Big Bang Theory, which I never really saw the show. I saw maybe 2 episodes, but the characters were pretty damn accurate to the show. Okay, it was actually pretty good. If you're a fan of Big Bang Theory, you're gonna love this one. So, and then you got Captain America, which starred Evan Stone as Captain America. Cheesy as shit. Story was way off. It was just, yeah. But, I mean, the porno itself was okay. Again, I'm not basing this on porn. I'm basing this on story, character, whatever. You got Charlie's Angels, the 1970s or 80s version of that one. Awesome. I thought it was really accurate. It was very well done. Cheers was very well done. They nailed all the characters. I think actually Evan Stone plays Norm, if I'm not mistaken, which was pretty fucking creepy. Anyway, but Cheers was really good. Cops was cheesy as shit. It was pretty much just a porno. They had a bunch of little crazy scenes here and there, but Cops was pretty good, actually. Then they have Everybody Loves Lucy, which was the I Love Lucy interpretation. The one thing I admired about this one was it was in black and white, and I thought that was very clever. I said, you know what, if they're going to do something on I Love Lucy, they might as well stick with the black and white. The girl that got to play Lucy was actually pretty good. She's pretty accurate. Then you got, of course, Flashdance, starring Brienne Benson. I love her. She's hot as hell. And when I never really saw Flashdance, but dude, she looks like Shit, I forget her name. Whatever, you know who I'm talking about. The girl who plays the main actress in Flashdance. Then you got Friends. I was never a big fan of Friends, but I did know all the characters, and they did a pretty damn good job with that. You got Gilligan's Island, a 1997 version, then you got the newer version, which has, I think, Anthony Rosano starts, actually I don't think, I'm looking at the notes right there. He starts as Gilligan, and then the original was Mike Horner as Gilligan. I liked Mike Horner as Gilligan, actually, he was a lot better. They always fucked up on Ginger, but Marianne, they always nailed it. They always nailed it with each one. And then, let's move along, we've got Golden Girls. Yeah, Golden Girls was actually pretty good. They take you back, obviously, so they're a little bit younger. They're not in their 60s and whatnot, but they're like 40 or whatnot. But that one was actually pretty good, Golden Girls. And then you got Happy Days. They did a two-parter for that one. Fonzie's in there, Ralph Malph, the whole bit. They all get it on. Awesome, pretty good. Then you got Hawaii Five-0. It was pretty much a porno. There was no real nothing to there. Home Improvement I was a little disappointed with. You know, especially considering the porn industry, again, like I've said before, you'd think that they would get somebody a little bit closer to Pam Anderson. But then again, she did look like a younger Pam Anderson, which was the Pam Anderson that you got in the Home Improvement. So anyway, moving along, we got Iron Man. The only thing I liked about Iron Man was the suit. Everything else was shit. I'm sorry, but Iron Man just didn't blow up my skirt at all. You got MASH, which I never really saw the show, but again, I knew all the characters. So that one was pretty damn accurate. And then you got Pulp Fiction, or Pulp Friction, which was done back in the day. But Pulp Friction was actually part of a series that they've been doing, kind of like a Seymour Butts kind of thing, where it's an ongoing series, so they actually threw that in there, and I thought that was very well done. They did a great job on Pulp Fiction. I never saw they actually had a Pulp Fiction one that they actually did, but I was never able to get that one. You got Revenge of the Nerds. Oh my god, I forgot about Revenge of the Nerds. That one was fucking awesome. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was great. You got Sanford and Son. It's not in a junkyard. It's in like a Value Village type of thing, but Sanford and Son was really, really good. Oh, I forgot Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Cheesy as shit. There was no real character development in there whatsoever. No story. It was just sex, but it was good. The guy that got to play Will Smith was actually pretty good. Then you got Saved by the Bell. Oh my god, Saved by the Bell. Screech, dude. Screech gets it on. Awesome. Then let's move along to Scarface. And that was played by Anthony Rosano, and they also had a lady Scarface, which was Carmen Luvana. I honestly think that the Carmen Luvana version was better, because they had the whole say hello to my little friend. Right? Anyway, moving along, we've got Seinfeld. I was never a big fan of Seinfeld, but they nailed the characters, okay? The other one was Sex and the City. I've never seen that show, but I know the characters, and they were very accurate. A little bigger tits for Jessica. I forget her last name right now. Let's move along to Supergirl. Supergirl was actually pretty good. The guy who played the Adam West version of Batman, Dale DeBone, played Superman in that one. He did a great job. The girl who they got to play Supergirl was awesome. And then they have a European version called Tits of Steel, which was also pretty good as well. Cheesy as shit, but pretty good. Then they got the A-Team. That one's actually pretty good. Mr. T is in there the whole bit, and Randy Spears plays Hannibal, and you got Evan Stone who plays Face. I don't know who the guy who played Murdoch is, but whatever. You also have the Brady Bunch, which I thought was kind of okay. The Breakfast Club, I only saw that movie once, but I know the characters, and yes, they nailed that one too. You've also got The Cosby Show. Shit, The Cosby Show. Dude, that was awesome. The beginning, it was just like the original show. Then you got The Da Vinci Load. That one was a little, they tried, but they weren't very successful. You got The Facts of Life, which I wasn't too crazy about. The only one that I think that was pretty accurate was Tootie. I thought Tootie was pretty dead on balls accurate. The Honeymooners. That one was actually pretty good. They got a stunt cock in that one. For those of you who've seen Orgasmo, you'll know what I'm talking about. And they also got a stunt cock to play for Next Generation, which I mentioned in the first one. He played Luke Picard there. Anyway. Incredible Hulk was cheesy. He only shows up at the Hulk at the end, which was pretty bad. Three's Company was okay. They got Mr. Furley in there. They got the Ropers. It was okay. Tomb Raider, which was Chanel Preston. I love her, so it didn't matter to me. She was in it. Made me happy. The movie itself was a little weak, storyline-wise. Who's the Boss? Anthony Rosano again comes back as Anthony or Tony Maselli, or, you know, whatever. So that was actually pretty good. WKRP in Cincinnati. That one I didn't watch the show growing up, but I do remember the characters, and that one was dead on as well. Now, if you're into the freaky shit, if you're into the weird ones, here's a list of the weird ones for you to check out. Addams Family, or Madam's Family. Yes, I know, I'm getting there. You got American Werewolf in London. Now, I don't know if you're much to see blood and guts in a porno, but I'm not. But the porn scenes were really good. And it was pretty accurate to the original, which was pretty fucked up. You got Avatar, which was really fucked. Okay, dude, yeah, this is really fucked up. Blair Witch Project actually was pretty good. They did the whole scene at the end, you know, anyway, you'll see, you gotta see any of these. If you get a chance to watch any of these, watch them. You got Dracula, which the threesome at the beginning with the vampires with Keanu Reeves, as I like to call him, floats on his good looks. That was actually really good. Evan Stone plays Dracula, which was pretty damn cool as well. You got Edward Penis Hands, which was done back in the day. I didn't like that one whatsoever. But if you're a big fan of it, whatever. Friday 13th was cheesy as shit. I found that one pretty funny. And then you got Halloween, which I also found pretty funny as well. And they also did Wet Dream on Elm Street. The Claw is dildos, dude. Fucked up. You gotta see that one just based on that. And then you got Jaws, which I thought was kind of clever. Prawn, based on Tron, which they actually, again, they did a pretty damn good job. I think Anthony Rosano was in that one as well, if you're a fan of him. Then they did Saw. That one was really fucked up. Okay, now, like I said, I don't like mixing death with porn. That just does nothing for me. But that one was fucked. And then Scream. Scream, they did a really funny joke at the end, where they actually mentioned all these porn parody movies, because there's so many of them. And I thought that was kind of funny, actually, because I was like, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot. And as you've noticed, I've named off a shitload. The Munsters, if you really want to get all weirded out, watch The Munsters. Actually, if you want to get really freaked out, watch The Simpsons. Yeah. Actually, the highlight of that one was Ned Flanders. I thought he was awesome. I can't remember right now. I don't think he gets it on. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but it's funny as shit. Oh, and Horror of the Rings. That one was fucked. Okay, but chick gets it on with a fucking tree, okay? Enough said. Now, the one that I think is probably the most fucked up one of them all, and even as a kid, I was fucked up by the original, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I'm talking about The Exorcist. They actually did a porno of The Exorcist, and buddy, just as fucked up as the original movie. And actually, I can't even watch the original movie because I don't want to fuck up, you know, you watch movies nowadays, you fuck it up, right? Buddy, The Exorcist porn was fucked. Anyway, not exactly where I wanted to leave things, but there you go. So that just goes to show you how many of these fucking movies I actually checked out. Again, I watched most of them. Some of them I had to scan through because there wasn't really much storyline. But there are a few that I actually didn't even mention. That was the celebrity ones that they did. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. Britney Spears. Elvis, which was good. Howard Stern was good. Jennifer Lopez was eh. They could have gotten a better actress. You got Katy Perry, which was pretty good. You got Lady Gaga, that one. And also Lindsay Lohan. Okay, they did a whole bunch of those. Plus they did shows as well. Let me quickly go through them. CSI Miami, Flavor of Love, Hogan Knows Best, Jersey Shore, Kardashians. You got Reno 911, which I never saw the movie. Saturday Night Fever, The Bachelor, The Osbournes, Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I never saw the movie, but they had singing the whole bit. Twilight Saga, which I never saw the movies. And also Twilight Zone. So there you go. That's, I think, everything. Or not. There's a lot of them, dude. Anyway, I'm done talking, man. I can't talk anymore. My throat is killing me. I need a drink. My name is Del. You're watching Drinkin and Yakkin. Thank you for joining me. Later.
Bullshit! You watch your back, cause we come for you.